back. Another episode with Mary and Candace.
Yes, guys, welcome back. Welcome back.
And today, guys, we have an up-and-coming comedian, Kyndra Crump. Welcome.
Hello, ladies. How art thou?
We are doing well. And yourself?
Just out here living a dream, you know. Still being a pimp. You know how I do.
I know that's right. My days of pimpiness is behind.
Oh. I mean, it's okay. You can always come back and out of retirement now.
Not right now. Not right now. Things is good right now. So I'm gonna just hold that thought though.
Good. Look, I'm proud. I'm so proud.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, born and raised in Atlanta. Been here since I was 0. So how you've been in a place for so long, you get bored and you want to like travel out somewhere and go places. Well, I'm trying to travel out to Rapper the Game's house. But JC Terrell Taylor, you need to respond back to my DMs, sir. Okay. I'm tired of, shooting you DMs. This is my second DM I sent you in 2 years. Okay. Don't make it a third. All right. 3 strikes, you are out, but we're going to still keep you in because I like you that much. But yeah, just college student trying to make it out in these streets, dodging these old crusty men and these broke men who are old as well, and these ogre men who are old, and a lot of these men, period. Yeah, that's about it. Just free spirited person who loves Jesus Christ. And yeah, the end.
All right.
That's all I'll say.
So now, like, how did you even get into the idea of being a comedian? Like, was this something like you have always been like that funny person, or was this just something, like what happened that made you realize this was the path you wanted to take?
I had to go like through a series of unfortunate events. Just trying to figure out exactly what is it that I really want to be in life. One of the things to say I wanted to be like a WWE wrestler diva. But then I realized, and the reason I wanted to really do that was because I wanted to get in the ring with my man, John Cena. It's the first time I caught some jungle fever. It was him, Randy Orton, Batista, possibly Shawn Michaels. It's a lot of different people. It's going to be a choo-choo. Anyway. But I was trying to end up, getting in the ring with John Cena, but then I realized he's like 20 years older than me, and then like he's like aging like bananas, and so it wasn't gonna work out. And then on top of that, they want the women to be like 140 pounds. I'm like, honey, I got a whole wagon back here, so it's not gonna work. Then not only on top of that, I don't know if you guys have ever had those submission moves placed on you, but they hurt. Years later, you're gonna still feel some spasms in your back, possibly. Yeah, it's not that bad. Hey, Anyway, then I wanted to be a teacher, right? I wanted to be a teacher, and I realized you can't mollywop students because I would have been fired day one. I wanted to be a chef, and then it wasn't until I realized like it's too much math in this. I was failing math like every other year in school. Like, how they had like, hooked on phonics? Well, we tried that, but I was really hooked on stupid. And my mother, I know for a fact, was so tired of showing up at this like PTA meetings in a new wig. Is that Miss Crump or Shaka Khan? Like, I could not get it together, ladies. Okay. So, it was just a few of those things that I really had wanted to be in life. And I said, this would be actually kind of cool. Let me go for it. But yeah, too many occurrences and too many different things were happening.
Now, I was going to say, sometimes, I hear certain like comedians who talk about their underroot passion, I guess, for comedy coming out of some, I don't want to say dark place, but in terms of it coming from, different things that may have occurred, and they kind of ran to comedy as a way to cope. Do you have any experiences with that? Or is that
ways of, coping, the best way to cope with the issues that I have, I talk to God about it, man. Like I always tell people, y'all have to have a relationship with God. Quit worshiping Sphinx cats, quit worshiping trees, okay? Quit worshiping these celebrities that don't care about y'all. How many times you gonna keep on emailing them and DMing them and you showing love for their birthday, but you ain't told your best friend happy birthday in 10 years? Come on now. Come on now, So really, I just go to God about, with the issues that I have, because I was having a conversation, a serious conversation. I think it was a monologue, because he had me on Do Not Disturb, okay? Because he ain't never responded back. Had a conversation with him this morning, because people fail to realize, like, I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I make a joke out of everything. I be trying not to laugh at funerals, even though I've only been to a couple. But anyway, back to the story. I can make a joke about anything, right? But I still get frustrated. I still get depressed because I'm not where I want to be. I really want to get out of Section 8 neighborhood. I don't know if y'all saw that video where my shower head broke. It is still broken a month later, okay? I'm trying to get out of Section 8 neighborhood. I'm trying to buy my mama Minx fur coat. I'm trying to have like a nice, long, big backyard. Right. So my cat, the one that flies at people, meows and makes up to 100 different sounds and tears up paper, so she can get lost in the woods and never come back. Okay. That's what I'm trying to do. We have a small porch. She's still going to be found there. Okay. So I'm trying to get a nice big backyard with a long driveway with 15 cars she could possibly park in there. Okay. It takes you 1.5 miles just to walk up to the mailbox. Like, I got my exercise for the day, and you walk back. Okay. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to be living, no shade to anybody. If you feel offended by it, then you need to move out this neighborhood. Okay. I don't want to be living in no neighborhood where I can high five my neighbors. I done paid $500,000 for this house. I'm high fiving my neighbors because we so close. Like, our cars are parked on the street with each other. I ain't got time for that mess. Okay. So with that being said, finding lost dogs in the neighborhood and everything else. I'm like, who do you live with? Seeing long braids in the neighborhood. I'm like, who's your owner, Long Braid? So I don't want that no more. Look, y'all, I saw a long braid on my way out of work the other day on Saturday. I'm like, oh my goodness, who mollywopped your owner? Still having people were just stepping on a long braid like it had no feelings. It has feelings too. Why are people stepping on it? But now, with all that being said, like, I just always, anytime I'm getting depressed, anytime I feel down, I just go to God, man, and I have a conversation, and I can share with you guys what I was upset with him about. Cause hey, we family, me and you and the 50,000 listeners, cause y'all just popping like that. Okay.
Thanks,
so
sis.
We're all family around here. So I was upset about, cause I'm an interviewer as well. All right. And let me tell you something. People will really give you the runaround, trying to make you think that you're going to get, interview a certain entertainer and you're not, or whatever it might be. Same thing when it comes with me jumping on people's podcasts. Like, I have had people where they have literally interviewed me without pushing the record button. Okay.
What?
And I've been talking to them for about 1.5 hours. I'm hungry. They're like, okay, well, we still don't feel like you're a good fit, but you're hilarious. Well, keep up the good work. I've had that happen. I've had so many different things happen where I literally wanted to give up, and it gets frustrating. People want me to pay them to get on their podcast, and they have 1 follower, like, like I remember I was having a conversation with this one guy who says that he charges people now because he says that he put in so much work trying to get his dream off the ground. And so he basically says, I want people to pay me back for all this money I invested. And I'm like, oh, okay, brother, look, if you broke, just say that. Anyway, but yes, to answer your question, Candace, that's pretty much it. Anytime I'm feeling down, anytime I'm, not myself, I just go to God about it.
Okay.
So is there any famous comedians that you look up to that inspire you?
Yeah, so I'll give you a top 5 in no particular order. First one is Chris Rock, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Carlos Miller from the 85 South show Wild and Out, and Arnaz J. For the ones that don't know Arnaz J, just go type him in on Def Comedy Jam. Man is amazing.
Nice. I like that list.
Yeah.
I have not met or seen any of them. I do hope to run into them one day. Just, hopefully it's gonna happen. Just I don't know when, but one day it will happen.
Dave Chappelle didn't make the cut. He didn't make the cut.
I'm gonna tell you the reason I don't choose. He doesn't make the cut or Pryor, Kevin Hart, because that's everybody's top. I try to like think outside the box when I'm choosing comedians, because it's like the same with basketball players. Everybody's gonna want to choose MJ, Kobe, LeBron, but you got like hundreds of thousands of other basketball players who are just as good, if not good enough, in a sense. So I try to think outside the box.
Okay. Yeah, I think I ain't gonna lie. Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, those are my two guys. I like when they basically combine comedy and a little bit of the politics, and you have a message behind it and everything like that. I think that's like some extreme talent to be able to like pull that off. Now I know I was gonna say, going back to you, your situation, you kind of mentioned like some of the things you want to do, like, and you mentioned your mom, and that is she a part of your your motivation and determination to keep pushing forward and achieving your goals within the realm of comedy?
Well, here's an interesting thing. My mother does not even like the fact that I do these podcasts. Like, she be like, "Oh, you doing another podcast, huh?" I'm like, "Mother, yeah, you won't get a mixed fur coat. Actually, I'm gonna buy you one. I'm gonna call Peta on you. Okay, let you deal with them." But no, my mother, she's not really an inspiration. I realize one thing I tell people, man. Not everybody's gonna see that same vision that whatever the God-given talent that you have, like, not everybody's going to see that. People are going to have something negative to say. So as far as her being a motivation, no, like I said, for me personally, I think one thing as children, if we see that our parents are struggling, we do want to try to help them out. And I would like to help my mom out, but she's not really an inspiration in a sense. Especially like I said, she doesn't support my dream or anything like that. And that should not stop you, because I have good friends of mine who don't support me,
right?
Which maybe I should stop calling them friends. All right, I know people out there who don't support me who I once knew as a friend. They're acquaintances, okay?
And also, if I understand correctly, your dad was in the military, correct?
Yes, he definitely was in the military. Dad, he was I don't know how long he was in the military. Look, my father, I got a joke for y'all, okay? And I'll tell you when to laugh, all right? So my father had died. Don't laugh at that part. But once he had died, my mama put that he died still owing some child support, okay, doggone. Like, he died, take a black man off child support. No. All right, you can laugh at that part. But when my father was like on his deathbed, and he was an angry man, and he was pretty militant and all that other type of stuff, which is why I never wanted to go into the military, because I'm like, people are gonna be yelling at me, I'm gonna be molly-whopping folks and all that other type of stuff. I ain't got time for that, okay? But no, my dad was very militant, like, and I didn't realize how militant he was. I didn't realize how much he did prior to him, his transition. So, and there's still things I'm finding out, years later and stuff like that. But I remember he would always tell us to wear our house shoes, in the house. Make sure, do not walk barefoot. He explained why, but I mean, I didn't listen. I was a kid. Our beds had to be made. We had to make sure everything was spotless. If you see something on the floor, you pick it up. And here's the thing. I can do laundry. I can do whatever it is that I can, I don't mind housework. I don't mind washing dishes. Like, I can wash y'all's dishes and not get bored with it. But I cannot make up my bed. Okay? I will literally leave the bed unmade all day. And people are like, well, Kyndra, makes your room look better. I'm like, I don't care. My room's already spotless. It doesn't matter. So yeah, he did. I think prior to him, because he did not finish college. I do remember that he did not finish college, but he did go. He was enlisted at some point, and I'm pretty sure he stayed there for several years and did the radio thing and everything else. So he lived the best life he could have.
Which branch was he in?
You know what?
Sound like Army. The way
he was an Air Force. I feel like he was an Air Force type man. I feel like he was.
Right. I don't know. I feel like he like a drill sergeant or something.
Okay, so maybe he was a drill sergeant. Let's just say he was a drill sergeant, but he literally, and so what was so crazy was I only told him Happy Veterans Day one time, and I think it was like a few years prior to him passing. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, Happy Veterans Day.
Oh man.
man.
So now, do you use any of your experiences growing up like that? In your comedy, dealing with like his militant ways.
You know what? I do talk somewhat. I talk about my family in a way. I just, I guess because my mom, she had sole custody of us. So my dad was a weekend
Gotcha.
parent, but I will still say, I will mention some jokes, but I think a lot of my major, humor came from living with my mother in a sense and stuff like that. And, our relationship and, how it was like kind of up and down in a way and stuff like that. So no, I would, somewhat use my father if something came up. And there was a time where I was estranged from my father because he was just like so drill sergeant in a way, didn't really know how to talk to people and stuff. Like I remember like when because he had passed away from prostate cancer. He had stage 4 prostate cancer. And here's the crazy thing about it. He knew he had cancer from day one, but he was just like, did not care to go get help. And I'm like, you didn't even leave us an inheritance. Like, how dare you, Dad? Like, you left us nothing.
I feel bad. I cannot laugh.
I know.
Laugh at it, Candace. Laugh at it. If I'm laughing, you all laugh.
I will not go there for you. I will not go there.
Oh my God.
But
Lord,
I remember he was in. No, you can. I'm laughing. I'm sure he's laughing. Okay, so it's fine. So I remember I had to take him to like a bunch of doctor's appointments this one particular day. And he had, he was, I don't know if where you guys are at, if you have a Sam's Club, which is a branch. Okay, cool. Sam's Club, and for all the ones that don't know Sam's Club, it's like a branch of Walmart. So that I think it's spread out in certain parts of the US of A. Well, anyway, he was on a motorized cart. We were going to the pharmacy, and he was yelling at the pharmacy like girl, I guess because she didn't have his medication correct. And I'm looking, and she was like, I look like a little 18-year-old girl, and I'm looking at her like, I'm so sorry that this man has lost his mind up in here. Okay, like how you? Yeah, he's like literally doing like this. Okay, at the pharmacy girl, and he's in a wheelchair. I mean, in the motorized cart, and I'm with him, and we're the only black people in the store. But he was sick. I remember he was also another time he was in a wheelchair, like around that same time period. And I was telling him about, I was talking about some type of party I was trying to go to, and like they had a sign that says no weapons allowed, and he got upset with the fact that I still went even though the sign said that, and he like crooked his neck, and there was a big vein popping out, and he was yelling. He wasn't even looking at me, he was looking at the ceiling yelling at me.
Yo.
I said, what is wrong with this man? I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here. This is the last visit I take with you. But anyway, that was about it. I mean, it wasn't last until like the last.
Okay. So like, what advice do you have for some of the comedians, like people who are just starting out, who may have just recognized, like, hey, you know what, I want to do this, like, or and it may be some side of it, certain people who think they want to do it, but if you could just kind of tell some of the, the trials, the struggles behind trying to actually break out as a comedian, like some, how hard it can be and how focused you have to be to really pursue that dream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my ADHD kicked in, so I heard 100% of the questions you asked, so I'm going to answer them in the order I can remember, okay? All right, so as far as with advice, and this advice is for anybody out there. It doesn't even have to be with comedians. This advice is universal for anybody out there, whatever it might be. You going after your dreams, period. my advice is behind every no, there is a yes. Okay, like I said, you're going to have people to give you the runaround. And I'm also good with being adamant. Stay adamant with people, you know? Like if for example, when I DM'd you ladies the first time, you know, sometimes you can't wait around for people to respond back to you. Even if they say, hey, thank you for reaching out. We'll get back with you. Check back up with them in about a couple of months. If they don't say nothing back in a couple of months, hey, at least you tried.
Yep.
That's my side. Cause you know, people, they get busy. I had someone say, Kyndra, thank you so much for DMing me because my toddler got a hold of my phone and like deleted all the messages out. That's another thing about it. You gotta be adamant, stay up. I do a 3-strike rule. Okay. After 3 strikes, honey, you out. All right. So that's pretty much how I look at that.
We was
do
on
not
strike
pay
too, Candace.
for promotion.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna keep on working. Now, if I would have seen twice with y'all, I would have been like, okay, they ain't feeling the kid. See y'all in Hollywood. All right, back to the story. But no, I would definitely say as well, don't pay for promotion. Anybody out there, like I said, do not sell your soul. I know we all want that instant gratification. I know we all want to be able to say, hey, I'm as big as the biggest podcaster there is out there, whatever. But you still have to go through the steps because I'm telling you, you're going to wake up one day, you're going to feel like crap because you sold your soul, because you went broke. You will go broke trying to be famous. You're gonna really just all of the different people you slept with, all those soul ties that you had because you were trying to make it. And people fail to realize just because you sit here and pay for promotion does not mean that you're going to be any bigger than what you think you are.
Preach.
I'm just like, I'll give you guys a perfect example. Let's take a Instagram influencer who has a very large following. Okay. Let's say 500,000. All right. You end up paying them $250 for the day for them to have your podcast, them to have your, whatever it is, talent that you're trying to display up in there, either on their channel or on their IG story. 99 times out of 10, when a person sees a advertisement, you scroll past it. So you literally pay $250 for what? Now, there's some people out there who are like, well, Kyndra, I'm not hurting for the money. Well, doggone it, give it to me. All right. I'm a struggling college kid trying to make it out in these streets. You not see my shirt? It looks bad. It's all bleached out. Okay. So I'm trying to make it out in these streets. Trying to look as good as you ladies. Okay. But don't pay for promotion. Don't sit here and sell your soul. Try, everybody has the same 24 hours in the day. What are you doing with your time? Now, the biggest misconception that Black people have said, you can sleep when you die, late night, early mornings. Guys, get your sleep. Okay. Do not sit here and stay up all night trying to, plan for whatever. Get your sleep so you can be a functional adult, so you can, be good and whatnot. I'm telling you, people, those are the things that have helped me. And definitely, like I said, in the beginning, have a good relationship with God. He's going to lead you to certain things. Like, God was the one who led me to you all. I think you all were on Top Black Podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we were.
They shout you out. So yeah, once they shout you out, he told me to go to Top Black Podcast and stuff like that. So like I said, for me personally, that's the best thing that I would say to anybody out there going after their dreams. And it can also go to the point of, let's say you are, lonely and you want a relationship. Just wait on the Lord to send the person to you, but work on yourself in the meantime, in between time, work on your craft, work on whatever it needs to be so you can be the best version of yourself for that person, for that audience. Yeah. Like I'm going to tell you all, for all the listeners out there, they were actually, surprised that I showed up, early. And I'm like, am I not supposed to? Like, you gave me the opportunity. There are people out there who will show up late, not give you a notice, not nothing. People who are no call, no show. And they make it hard for a person like me who actually is serious about my work. You don't know how many people I've come across where they send me an email saying, make sure you're in a quiet zone. You're supposed to be. Why do you want to have all that, loud music and all that other type of distractions in the background? That makes sure you have a headphone with something, but you're supposed to have this. How are you not prepared? So that's my thing. You always have to be prepared no matter what happens. So I hope Candace, I don't know. I feel like my ADHD kicked all, put all the answers to the,
you
put it all
together. You
together.
just gave some dope advice, Kyndra. Like, okay.
So do you have like, I don't know if you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Dang, can I get like 2 questions in? That's it. That's
Wait,
it.
y'all need to do rock, paper, scissors. Do rock, paper, scissors.
Let's go.
Come on. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I win.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So just going back, you mentioned that you're a college student. What are you going to college for? What are you studying?
So what I realized, No, I'm going to tell you this. Let me tell you this. I'm in school for mass communications, but what I realized is, knowing what I know now, I would have just continued on my degree with psychology, to be a child psychologist. You can call me Dr. Crump, and you can send me your baby's kids to me. I promise you I won't mollywop them too much. But so I realized like it was a mistake furthering my education in mass communications because, number one, I'm trying to have my dream is to be on the television, radio, and you ladies are definitely welcome to come on my nationally syndicated show. Okay. I want you to remember this. All right. Cause when I listen, my phone number's going to be the same. My email's going to be the same. Okay. I'm not going to be too busy to reach out back and stuff like that. My DMs is going to be the same. Come and be in a nice hotel. Anyway, back to the story. Doggone, what was the question? What? Mary, go ahead. Ask me the question again, sis.
Well, you answered it. I asked what you were studying.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right.
Now, I don't know. Do you do stand up? Like, I was wondering if you have any upcoming shows or anything that you got going on that you want to share with our listeners so we can look forward.
As far as with upcoming shows, I don't have any, like, I've never done actual stand up where you're like, coming to a stage, but like you having a conversation, me talking to you all, your audience listening. This is stand up right here. I perform wherever. I can be at work performing. I can be, just walking down the street performing. It's like I get a whole crowd around me in a way. I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of cool. Like everybody's like listening to me. Animals be walking, alongside me. I be feeling like this Noah's Ark or whatever. I'm like, it's so cool. I'm like, I got my little bodyguards of protection around here.
Oh man. Well, Kyndra, we really appreciate you coming on, giving us all these laughs.
Okay, this advice. Was it? I thought we were going to be here for about 4 hours. Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, I just walked my cat up. She was in a nice little snooze. I think that dangerous. She's over here giving me the evil cat eyes. Does anybody want a cat? Y'all like cats? Because I'm about to ship her off to you.
No, I'm good.
I mean, wait. What's the reason y'all don't like cats? What happened with you and the cat that made you say, I don't like cats? I don't fool with cats. When I was in elementary
school, I had friends who would come to school and they'd be all scratched up. And I'm like, what's going on? They'd be like, man, my cat scratched me. I'm like, see, I ain't never had that problem with my dog. I'm good. I've never had that problem with my dog.
Right.
I got plenty of scratches on my arms and hands and stuff like that.
I don't like how they just have their own territory. They jump on couches and windows and on counters and all of that. I don't got time for that because when I'm cooking, you better not be in my kitchen.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you. And before we go, we're just going to go ahead and do our affirmation. So let's get into it, Candace.
All right. I am enough.
I have the power to create the life I desire.
I am worthy of my dreams.
I am worthy of my dreams. Thanks again.
Can I do affirmation?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am a millionaire.
I am a millionaire.
I know that's right. I'll receive it. Yes.
Period.
Nothing else. We're millionaires. Okay.
I was waiting for something else.
I am debt free. I am full of peace, positivity. I am a conqueror.
Yes.
I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath.
Okay, come on now. Preach.
I am beautiful. I am loved. I am wanted.
Yes.
I'm a beautiful child of God.
I matter.
I'm a soul survivor. And that's word to Young Jeezy. All right.
Oh boy. All right. Well, thanks again, Kyndra, for coming on.
Thank you, ladies.
We've enjoyed you. We've enjoyed you.
We did. And remember, shine, sis. You got this.
You got this, girl.